quite a few weeks since I have logged on to this world, so I need to remind myself what's going on. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hardcore Create mod. I had to check the episode number there. It's episode 10. We've made it to double digits. That's absolutely insane for me. I wonder, how much playtime have I got? Look at that. 2.31 days. Anyway, welcome back, everyone, to our wonderful mining town, where once again we're gonna be working over here. Why is there stuff? Excuse me? This system's supposed to be inactive. Why is there... There shouldn't be anything going into the system, should there? But anyway, so yes, we are going to be working on this today. And today, we're actually gonna hook it up to what's going to give us a bunch of stuff. So if you remember, last episode, we sort of set up the start of this system and everything. Basically, we have a bunch of conveyor belts here and item filters. And what our aim is here is to essentially filter things into different sort of workable items? I don't know what the correct terminology is here. So, for example, we can take materials like cobblestone and copper and zinc and iron and stuff, and we can put that into crushers, which, as we've apparently seen accidentally today, is working. Or, if it's not an item that we want crushed, then maybe we just want to carry it along this conveyor belt. And then we split it off into two paths, and these are going to be where sort of all of our items go to become useful. I'm hoping that makes sense. So, what do I mean by that? Well, let's come over here, for example. Now, is this system disabled? It is. Right, okay, so if I disable this system instead and move it over to here, that's, it's still not spinning. Oh, wait. Oh, a cog is needed. There we go. So let's take our example of something like crushed raw iron, which I have already accidentally picked up today because for some reason that was working. If we go and chuck that in front of a fan that is spraying water, then as long as it doesn't get blown away, we should see in a second. Come on, don't make me look stupid. There we go. We are able to wash it into separate items, something like iron nuggets and redstone dust. I got a full block of redstone from that. Or we could go the much more dangerous route, and instead of using water, we could use lava to use bulk blasting, which is going to be useful for a whole bunch of other resources. I don't really know any examples. There's not much that I actually need to smelt in this. And that is why we have two separate conveyor belts here. Basically, we're separating it off into stuff that we want to wash and stuff that we want to blast. So what we're doing today is we're gonna hook up those systems. Hopefully this could take a long time. So if you have been keeping up with this series and you were here last episode, you will know that what we're building over here is based around the town of Ansburg in Red Dead Redemption 2. And essentially what we are now adding is this like massive create mod contraption and stuff. As I said, it's gonna wash, it's gonna blast, but also it's going to sort the items, which is probably gonna be the most fun. But all of that needs to go into a building here, which we've marked out with mangrove wood. It's all very convenient. And you know, at the end of the day, that's not actually massively complex. I mean, we are already utilizing washing and blasting over here. The problem comes with the fact that I've run out of mangrove wood. I mean, like, yeah, I've got a stack and like 52 logs here and stuff, but it's not really gonna get me far with a building of this size. And you know, that's fine. Like, you know, we spent several episodes building a mangrove farm. It's not like there's gonna be a problem. We're not gonna run out of mangrove. I've run out of mangrove. I am legitimately not even joking. I am actually out of mangrove. And like, I don't mean the wood. I am not out of mangrove wood. I mean, like, we're out of propagules. I don't know why. This just stopped. Why is there wheat in the system? How did wheat get there? This system isn't supposed to filter wheat. Why is it filtering wheat? Yeah, I have actually run out of mangrove propagules. And also, I have realized that, like, this system is so useless. This farm can actually be so much smaller. So, first of all, we're gonna go and get some more mangrove wood, which, you know, that's That's not gonna take too long, is it? I hate this. This is so stupid. Whoa, there we go. That was a fun 2,500 block journey. All right, now time to head back. It is the bane of my existence whenever I run out of propagules. Anyway, the second thing that we're going to do is we're going to improve this farm. Now, you might be wondering, how am I going to improve the farm? Because when I built this, I was really confident that I had actually made something good. I just wasted my bone meal. Well, the main thing is, when I built this, I thought that these essentially had to break the last block connecting to the ground. Because if I'm honest, I'm pretty sure it said that when I pondered it. Let me see. Mechanical saw. When given force, it'll cut down trees directly in front. In order to cut down the tree fully, the saw has to break the last block connecting it to the ground. So, can someone please tell me why that was able to break it instantly? That didn't cut down all of the blocks. Like, what was that about? Look, it's all in here. So, like, create mod just lies. So, I think what I want to do is improve this system, and hopefully that will stop it breaking. Because there's two problems with this design, and it's why I keep running out of propagules. Basically, the farm can run out of bone meal, and that would be fine by itself, but the problem is, it doesn't stop placing propagules. And then, when this thing moves forward, because the propagule isn't actually a block, it doesn't get cut down by the saws and then just put back in the chest. No, instead, it only gets broken when this piston becomes solid and just breaks the item. And then it leaves it on the ground and it just despawns. So to fix that, seeing as the mechanical saws seem to be able to cut down the tree no matter like what block it breaks, if I just make it so these saws only extend a little bit, it should be able to cut down the tree. And frankly, I think we're gonna make our farm a lot faster. So let's see, this needs to move forward 2 blocks. Maybe we should make it 3 just for security. Or potentially even 4. To be honest though, as long as it just doesn't cover this area here, it should be fine. So let's see, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, okay, we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all of that can break. So now we just need to adjust this timer accordingly. I'd say probably half the time. And let's see, how does that do? This looks like that is plenty of time. It has got so much time. And there we go, the saw blades stop there. So now, if I instead put a propagule there and then the bone meal here, then these deployers are still going to take quite a bit of time, and I think they're not going to get enough time to grow the tree every single time, but I'm hoping that it might still work. Why are the deployers not going? What have I done stupid? What's not working? Oh! Wait, did I turn off? No. Oh, this system's turned off, of course. Right, there we go. Okay, now it's working. So what we should see is the deployers will go back and forth and stuff. There we go. Cut down that. Sorry, not cut it, grow. Now, it has planted an extra propagule. However, as we established, that shouldn't cause a problem. But the propagule is gone. Did it go in here? I think the propagule just disappeared. Please tell me this system is safe and it will still work. Come on, grow the tree. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh, the saws are coming. Right. This should be safe though. Like, the propagule shouldn't get destroyed. Yeah. It's fine. Where did our other propagule go then? My assumption is when it cut down the tree, it just kind of confused the game or something and it removed the propagule, although I'm hoping that it went in this chest. Like, I'm just kind of hoping that it made its way back. Oh yeah, also this needs to have that there. And the other item filter needs to have that. So now we should have a system which is planting new trees and producing bone meal. So I'll hang around it just for a bit to make sure it works. Okay, so again, it failed to grow the tree, which is fine. Like, at the end of the day, it cannot always grow the tree in time. But the important thing is now, when it fails to grow the tree, it does not remove the propagule like it did before. So essentially, this propagule is just going to stay here permanently, and it also means that we're actually wasting less bone meal. Because essentially, we're not bone mealing a propagule that fails to work and then just gets destroyed. Because that just wastes all the bone meal that was used on it. Come on, grow. Tree, you have been here for so long now. You have literally been here for 2 cycles. Come on, you can grow. Oh my gosh. 3 cycles. You have been here for 3 cycles. And you haven't grown. Just stay calm. Just stay calm. It's gonna work. Come on. You saw it working. You know it could work. You know this system functions fine. Where's the bone meal? My voice goes all weird when I get stressed. Okay, there was bone meal on that. Right, you know what? I'm bone mealing this tree myself in a second if it doesn't grow. Finally! Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, the other thing with this is, if these roots grow and stuff, they can actually get pushed into the middle. There we go, tree is cut down. There's a lot of fun quirks about this farm. It's not very good, but I like it. Well, I like it now that it shouldn't be stealing all of my stuff. All right, come on. I've got to hang around and see you grow one just without any help from me. No influence at all. I cannot touch it. You know, I was kind of messing with the bone meal deployer at first. Okay, see, it works. Now, I want to know what is going to happen to this spare propagule. It's gonna get broken. However, my hope is that that's not actually a problem. So yeah, the propagule is gone. However, like, there's enough propagules in the chest. So, in theory, this shouldn't run out of propagules. Although, then again, we said the exact same thing with the farm last time, and, well, it was running out of propagules. I'm holding out hope. I mean, it seems to be working fine now. That is a big tree. I know that it can occasionally stack the trees. There we go, though. This farm seems to be working now, and honestly, maybe even more efficient than it was before. Was that 29 logs in a single tree? Oh my gosh, we are going to be on fire here. Now, I'm also just going to take some spare stuff from the farm down there and put it in here just to give our system some more bone meal to start off. However, this system should be better because, again, since it's not destroying the propagules that fail to grow, this farm doesn't technically need bone meal in order to work. If it runs out of bone meal, it just waits for the tree to grow naturally. And it's also producing bone meal from the wheat farm here and from any of the sort of like spare muddy roots or whatever they're called. But with that, I think I'm gonna leave this system running for a little bit. That is so loud. Because, you know, I can't exactly work on stuff unless I have the resources for it anyway. Although, little secret, I am keeping a propagule spare. You know, just in case. So yeah, with that farm running, I'll see you guys in a few hours. Or like, maybe tomorrow. Okay, so a few hours managed to turn into a day, and a day managed to turn into 2 days. But like, hey, the farm is still going. And let's see, I don't think it's gotten us to... You know what? I can work with that. Because also, just whilst I'm actually using up that wood, I can just leave this farm running to get more. Although, on that note, now that we seem to have our mangrove wood, I want to see if I can swap it out for a different sapling. Because theoretically, we are entirely able to do that. So here we go. I have a spruce sapling in here. Let's just go and swap this out. Yeah, sorry, we don't actually want propagule, so we want a spruce sapling. What the hell has happened here? What kind of create mod glitch has messed this up? Sorry, hold on. So has this managed to push this all the way back there? It has, hasn't it? How has that happened? This isn't the first time I've run into this glitch. I've had it a few times before. Just like sometimes create mod can really bug out and all of your pistons extend further than they're ever supposed to. Right. Okay, hold on. I've got to try and work this out now. So that goes there, and then I need to put the extension poles on here again. So this isn't going to do anything for a second. Also, I would like to point out, our bone meal farm has actually managed to fill up, it seems. But right, I need to wait for this to extend again just to see if it works. But what I was going to say is because of how we've changed this farm, we should just be able to put any sapling here now. And it should, in theory, work. We just need to change this out to be like a spruce sapling as well. Right, okay, so you've been grabbed. Are you now extending far enough? I don't think you are. Yeah, you're not. You're a couple blocks short. Where's the last piston pole? Right. Okay, I think that's now correct. Create mod is weird sometimes. Like, it works perfectly, and then sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes your piston just pushes right through everything. And there we go. We now have a functioning spruce farm. I mean, like, yeah, we literally just have a tree farm. We can kind of plant anything we want here, except for dark oak, really. Because the problem with dark oak is it requires a 2x2 area to plant. So yeah, it takes a little bit of effort to swap out the trees and stuff, but to be honest, it's not that bad. And think about it, if this wasn't create mod, we'd probably need to build a separate farm for each tree. So this is honestly quite simple, and I'm not going to complain. What I am going to do, though, is I am going to take all of this mangrove wood and the little bit of spruce that we've got so far. Oh, look, it grew. And we're gonna head back over to the mining town. So anyway, welcome back to our wonderful mining district, guys. Today, we're gonna be building this. I don't know why I said today. It's the same episode. Although I guess it's a different day for me, so it does work. That is right. We are going to be building this wonderful building here. I say the word wonderful too much. I've said it like 4 or 5 times this video, I swear. But yeah, we are going to be building this beautiful building, and I'm gonna be honest, I do not actually know what this building looks like. Just like this one, I'm gonna be freestyling it. And also, I'm kind of unsure because it's going to need to involve a bunch of create mod stuff. Like, there's gonna be cogs, there's gonna be shafts, there's gonna be maybe more crushers, I don't know. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that has to fit inside this, so I genuinely have no clue what this could look like. Because I'm also not really sure if it's better to build the building and then put the create mod stuff inside of it, or to build the create mod stuff and then build the building around it. In some ways, I think I should do the second, because trying to do the interior of that building was a little difficult because it was a confined space. As for powering all of the contraptions and stuff, I'm hoping that our 10 massive water wheels in here are still gonna be enough. I mean, like, they are powering all of this and everything, and like they are doing a good job. Although, to be fair, there isn't really an indication of how long there is until it gets overstressed. So it could be like I add one more conveyor belt and that's it, it's all gone. But in that situation, I'm just gonna add more water wheels. The other thing that I'm hoping to do is, if we get this building done, I would like to move this little iron farm into the wall somewhere there. Like, I would like to embed it into the mountain, because I'm sick of having a bunch of my create mod stuff just sat here out in the open. But yeah, with that said, let's get to work. This has taken a lot longer than I expected, and it's a lot more messy than I thought it would be. So yeah, we are currently several hours into this project, and it is nowhere near done. Because yeah, as I said, this has taken way longer than I thought it would. However, the good news is, it is actually kind of working. Like, all of the create mod stuff itself is functioning. And what that means is I can actually show you this. So if I come down to a chest here, and let's grab our raw iron, gold, copper, zinc, stuff like that. We're also going to grab some andesite, some cobblestone, and do I have gravel? I don't. Okay, we can deal without that for a bit. Oh, wait, hold on. There's bound to be some gravel in here. There's 6 pieces. So let's say we've just come back from a really nice mining trip and stuff. Like, we've just been down in the caves for a couple hours. We get back and we're like, right, I don't want to sort through all this stuff. Because also, a lot of the stuff that you get whilst mining, it's just kind of useless. So what do? Well, you go and chuck it all in this chest. So let's just chuck our copper in there, our zinc, our gold. We'll put the rest of the copper in, some iron, some andesite, gravel, cobble, pretty much anything that we get from mining. And what's going to happen is, well, if we come back here, then we can see that all of these materials are getting pulled along this conveyor belt. Now, currently, it is not very very quick. I do want to really increase the speed of this. It's just that occasionally I am working on this thing whilst all of the machinery is functioning and stuff, so I don't want to be overloading it. But yeah, so as we can see, we have these wonderful little smart chutes here. We've got a bunch of filters. And what they're doing, they're looking for stuff like iron, some zinc, some copper, some gold. But then importantly here, over here, we've got some other stuff. We've got gravel here, and we've also got andesite. And they're going through twice. The reason for that is because we don't want to chuck them into a grinder. So if we look at all of our like raw resources like the iron and the zinc, all of the metals and everything, they're going through into this crushing wheel. We don't want to do that with gravel and andesite because andesite is useful for andesite alloy, something we literally need. And gravel, there's not really any point in chucking it through the crusher because, well, it just turns into sand. And I'll be honest, I would rather get the iron from it. So anyway, that's what's going on in here. Basically, all of our resources are getting taken up, some are getting filtered through and crushed, the others are just staying on that conveyor belt. More on that conveyor belt later. So what happens to our crushed resources, or just the resources that we have filtered all the way through to bypass the crushing? Well, they are going to get taken along this amazing bridge that we built last episode. And where they end up is this little system here, and you might be thinking, why is there a chest here? That is because in order to make sure that the resources we're putting on this conveyor belt get washed, these conveyors have to go really slowly. I wish they could go faster, but like one bit faster and they just don't always wash. But the problem with that is that can actually cause this entire system to back up along all of these conveyor belts. And if we back up this system too far, then what we'll start getting is items piling up here below the crushers with nowhere to go. And of course, if they sit there for longer than 5 minutes, they're just gone. So instead, we basically have a chest here, which is just getting all of the items put into it. So they're still coming across the bridge and stuff, but essentially they're sort of in a holding state. Like nothing's going to happen to them whilst they're here. It just means that we're not going to allow any chances for items despawning back there. Oh, of course it's raining. So anyway, once items make their way here, basically there's two conveyor belts that they can go on, as we've said before. There's the washing one and the blasting one. The blasting one currently isn't doing anything because there is literally no point in this being here. Like, we don't actually have any resources that we're interested in blasting right now, so I've just left it shut. However, the washing stuff, of course, is getting brought along this conveyor belt. So let's take the example of this raw copper. This is going to get washed, and what it's going to do is it's going to turn into some copper nuggets, just like that, and it also has a slight chance of producing clay. This is actually why we're crushing all of our metals rather than just, you know, blasting them. Because first of all, we get the XP from it, but secondly, a lot of them have the chance of giving extra resources. So let's take the example of iron, for example. When we get this from washing, we also have a chance of getting redstone. If it's gold, then you get a chance of quartz. Copper, as we've seen, has a chance of clay. Zinc actually has a chance of gunpowder, which is very interesting. And then this is brass. Now, yeah, you can't wash brass. So anyway, all of these items are getting washed, but then where are they going? I mean, that conveyor belt's just going straight into lava. Where's this one going? Well, if we just quickly come downstairs, then we can actually see all of the resources are getting pulled through these chutes and put onto this conveyor belt here. And this is where it's actually quite fun. So if we were just taking these plain nuggets here and putting them into the chests, obviously our chests fill up really quick because the raw resources produce enough nuggets for 1 ingot, which is of course 9 nuggets. And it's not set up with gold yet, so this is a bit of a bad example. But if we just look down here, I have actually set it up for 3 resources here. We have copper, we have iron, and we have zinc. I zoomed in on the wrong one. And essentially, we have the item filters for their respective resource nuggets. So what this is doing is, as all all of the resources that we've just washed or blasted go along that conveyor belt, they're looking for resources which we can compact into ingots. So obviously, basically, it's taking like the iron nuggets and chucking it into this basin, and then once there's enough, it can slam it down into an ingot and send it back along this conveyor. And these conveyors basically then just go into their own item filters. So I've currently got them set up for iron and copper. Again, I am a little bit behind on setting all of this up. It's actually quite expensive. But if we just take a look, we can see that we've actually got 27 iron ingots, and in terms of copper, we're doing amazing. We have an absolute ton of copper. And yeah, obviously, like, not every item filter is set up, and we have a lot of items coming through here that don't have a filter for them. Stuff like the andesite, which just makes its way through the entire system without anything happening, or like the flint that we get from gravel, or even just the redstone and the clay and everything that we get from all of the raw resources. All of that currently is just being chucked into this chute here, which is going into this storage. So as you can see, we've got a lot of useless resources, but we do also have a lot of this. And personally, I love this nugget of experience because, like, we just get to gain XP. I just find that a really cool item. So yeah, that is currently how our system works. Now, as I said, it's a little bit slow, and we will speed it up. The thing is, I just have to basically set it all up so that, like, it's actually able to handle it first. Although, I will admit, it's just really fun to watch this do its job. And it's really cool because it's just generating the resources that we actually need to get this. Part of the reason why this took a little bit is because essentially I was working to get the redstone for all of these item filters. Or stuff like the quartz, which we've been able to get from, what was it? Was it zinc? No, it wasn't zinc. It was gold, right? Yeah, it was gold. So like stuff like the quartz, which we need for the rose quartz and everything to get the LED lights or whatever they're called. That's not what they're called. What are they called? Electron tubes, those. But yeah, essentially we are taking all of these resources and stuff and we're just turning them into more useful things. Like, obviously, we could just smelt up the zinc and everything, and that would be fine. We would get a bunch of zinc. But we might as well just put it into these systems anyway, which is going to give us stuff like gravel or gunpowder or whatever we can get from it. Oh gosh, that is a lot of stuff stacked up in this chest. Do you see why I said that we need these chests here? If this chest wasn't here, these several stacks of items would just be backed up along these conveyor belts. Here's the fun thing, you can actually hear one of these working now. I assume it's the zinc one. Yeah, look at that. We're getting a bunch of zinc coming through. Genuinely, this system is just really fun to watch. It's just really fun seeing a resource which is normally like somewhat useless, like the gravel or the cobblestone or something like that, and just turning it into something we can actually use. So yeah, currently we have stuff like copper going through the system, and yeah, it's just gonna turn into a bunch of XP and like occasionally some clay. Do I plan on using clay? Probably not, but we might as well just have it. Also, side note, this is really fun to watch when you've got two of the crushers going at the same time and stuff. Is the system perfect? No, it absolutely isn't. But it's like my first time using create mod and stuff, and I am really proud of this. Just like everything else I've made in this world, it's really bad and pathetic, but it's fun, and that's where I think the value in it lies. Also, one last little note. So, do you guys remember how I said that this entire thing was powered off of like 10 water wheels? Fun fact, this whole thing only needs about 3 or 4. I had to move those water wheels earlier and it only stopped working once it got down to 3 water wheels. This thing has a massive amount of power in it, which is totally unnecessary, but it's really fun to have that. But it is honestly just really fun knowing that I could literally add basically anything I wanted to this machinery and it would probably still be able to get powered. But anyway, so I think unfortunately that is going to be where I have to wrap up this episode. It's annoying because this isn't really a building yet. It's 3 walls and it's a complete mess. But I literally do not have time to actually do any more work on this. This video is going to upload in like under 24 hours. But yeah, my goal for next episode is definitely to get this building done. We might not have all of the create mod stuff in it. Like, basically, all we have to do at this point is just add a bunch of item filters. That is literally all we're doing here. So I think my priority is actually going to be on making this building look nice and stuff, and also removing all of this, like, random junk out here. So yeah, be sure to stick around, because we're about to make some of our best builds yet. On a final note, just after the video's ended and stuff, can I just say, whoever made the textures for Create Mod and stuff really deserves more credit. Just look at how aesthetically pleasing that crushed raw gold is. Or just like their original texture for copper. I wouldn't mind if copper in the base game looked like this. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.